For over 7 years, my next guest has been NBC's chief White House correspondent. He just started the new MSNBC show Race for the White House, which airs weeknights at 6 p.m. Please welcome our friend David Gregory.
Going on
it's
here?
So gross. Look at that. The arm of this chair is covered in like weird animal slobber and urine.
I'm just walking by. What is going on? I mean, there's talk of nipples, and you're slathering on.
Yes, it's weird.
Some kind of scent.
Yes.
Syrup.
Yeah, syrup. Yeah. This is what I do. This is my end of the business. You're in the legitimate world of talking to candidates about the questions.
Yeah,
are you not an animal person? Are you?
No, I mean, I love animals, dogs and cats and all that. But I just have this little thing about raccoons.
Raccoons.
Yeah, because I've got young kids, and everybody thinks that raccoons are cute, and they're not cute. And I actually object, and I tell my kids that I think it's wrong that they're objectified in children's literature as some kind of cute, cuddly creatures. They are not. They eat garbage, and they will bite you.
You're going to get letters because there's always whenever it's an animal, and I don't care what, it could be a vampire bat. If you do anything, you get a letter from someone. Oh, I happen to have a pet raccoon.
Yeah, well,
there's a raccoon here tonight.
And
He's watching.
I'm very careful. I don't tell my kids.
Right.
I try not to, I want them to make their own opinions about politics, anything like that. But I tell them that Daddy doesn't like raccoons because raccoons are just bad. And there's actually a raccoon look that we'll give.
That's your raccoon. That's a raccoon that's like, not so sure about that. I'll take that one there and not that one. Yeah. No, that doesn't seem like a raccoon to me. A raccoon is fierce. They have beady little eyes, little pink eyes.
I don't like to look at them that closely.
Let's talk about more important matters than your fear of raccoons.
Yeah.
Bush and Putin, Vladimir Putin, met last week, and they've had like a close relationship on and off, but they've been very close for the last 7 years or so. And this photo came out of Bush and Putin walking together, and look at it. It looks like a Hallmark card. Look at that.
It is.
It looks like there's a bromance in the offing here. What do you think? What's your take on this relationship?
It's complex, and you can just sort of see. You could see Bush kind of leaning over to. At one point, he called them Pooty Poot in their relationship.
Why does he do those things?
Give me Pooty Poot, and kind of looking at. Boy, that's a big ball of fire, Pooty Poot. Going to the ocean there on that sunset.
He had never seen the sun before. What's that fiery orb in the sky there? That's the sun, Mr. President.
They began, in Slovenia when they first met. I remember I was there covering the summit, and this is when Bush said I had a chance to look into his soul, and I realized that he was somebody I could trust. And then, of course, the relationship got a lot more complicated than that. And then I just think it's the perfect culmination to what is something of an intimate relationship where they sort of, amble out together and sort of watch the sun go down in the long goodbye.
Yeah, that was an interesting photograph.
And the good thing is that actually, Bush is kind of upset in that picture because he actually has to leave office, but Putin's going to be around forever, apparently.
Yeah.
So he's
going to
really
be behind the scenes, appointing different successors, and he's in good shape.
He wants to make sure the succession plan is done right.
Let's talk about politics. Yep. Now, you have to keep your views secret. If you have political leanings, you're not allowed to discuss them. You're supposed to be
right.
You have 2 young children. Are they politically aware yet? And if are they making up opinions?
Well, particularly my son, who's 5.5, thinks about it. He knows who the president is. He was actually there when he was 6 months old to a White House holiday party, and so he's aware who he is. And he's thinking about the candidates. And there's everybody. I just try to be really studious, both my wife and I, and our babysitter, other people. Don't tell him, who you support. Let him figure this out on his own. So he's sort of thinking about this. And I thought, well, let's come up with a list of questions. So, for instance, now about Bush, he said, do you think he could name every one of the Washington Nationals? And I said,
that's what your son wanted to know?
I said, well, we could talk about that. And then he wants to know, if, for instance, if McCain would support overt wrestling in school.
What? He only cares whoever supports. You mean a wrestling program or wrestling?
No, I mean you're sitting in school and you decide to wrestle somebody next to you and just jump on top of them and wrestle them to the ground. He wants to know whether that would be in a McCain America would that be tolerated?
These are good issues. I guess you're not allowed to touch other kids in school anymore, right? You're not allowed to.
There's a whole peanut thing. You can't even look at a peanut like an hour before you go to school because of peanut allergies. It's always very, very strict.
Right. In my day, we were force-fed peanuts on the way into class.
Right.
And then a teacher wrestled us to the ground.
Exactly.
That's the kind of school I went to.
Right, exactly. And look at you now.
What better time to end this segment? You bastard. Race for the White House. This is the new show. Airs weeknights at 6 on MSNBC. And how you liking that? You
It's been great. It's been great. It's we try to be fast-paced, a lot of information, trying to make people smarter in their political disagreements or help them make up their mind. But it's a lot of fun. Not going to happen. Oh well, you know.
But thanks for being here.
Bet.
Good to have
Thank
you here. David Gregory, John Oliver, coming up. Take a break. We'll be right back. All right, everybody, we're back. Fine show tonight. Fine show coming up tomorrow night from the FX series The Riches. It's a really good show. Comedian Eddie Izzard is going to be here. Academy Award-nominated director of the new documentary Where in the World is Osama Bin Laden? Morgan Spurlock. It's a popular segment on the Today Show. And music guest Tapes and Tapes going to play. So why not? Why not watch it or record it or get the transcript? When we come back, John Oliver's here. Stick around. We'll see you in a second.